All righty. Man, I should have put. I, once you get things started, sometimes, hopefully, we got audio. We're gonna wait for the delay just to see if I'm here. And there we go. We've got the sound check. Yes, I didn't put the. I didn't. I don't have a sound meter. Well, I do. I have it on OBS, but this new Mac setup that I've got is quite complicated. So it's all based on this little tiny MacBook Air. So, and then there's a couple of things I haven't been able to do. One is I haven't figured out on a Mac how to like set up the cameras. There's no, like, when you're like on a PC, you have a camera setup, menu, and I haven't looked that up yet. So, but hey, James Baraka, we'll just say it how it sounds. You can see that Kai is not here today, and if you saw by my screen, my screen. Well, should I put it up there? Let's see. Can I put the display? Anyway, Kai's down for the count today. He's not feeling good. And probably the big question today is, are we going to drink Breezy Blast or Pump and Grind? That's the big question today. Pump and Grind or Breezy Blast? That's the big discussion for today. Be you and me, James, till people are to figure out that I'm going to do something. I'm just winging it, to be quite honest. But I have some things I want to talk about. What do you think of my new monitor? Isn't that crazy? That is, like I said, it's way too nice for me. That's just way too good for me. I'm not. I wasn't that good this year, and I don't believe. Let's try while you guys are being absolutely amazed by this massive monitor. This is a Kai size monitor right here. This is a monitor made for Kai Friedrichsen. You could just now the ironic thing is this monitor is worth like 4 times what this little computer that's running it is worth, which is absolutely the way I roll. So, so far I think we're good. I like, yeah, it's good. I just don't want to get any. You just never know when you're doing new stuff. Now, the one thing I haven't mastered yet is anytime you want to bring something in, the everything likes to disappear, and I haven't mastered the function of the Mac yet. So we'll see how much I've been working with PCs for so long that I don't know if I'm, how long it's going to take me to master, the live stream with the Mac. So we'll figure that out. Hey, East Coast, you're in the house. Good. We're starting to find a couple of people found me. Yeah, I am filling in for Kai. Kai is here, obviously. He's up there in the stream. But as you can see from our thumbnail, here, should I put the thumbnail up there? Here, let's go to my main scene here. See if do I have something where I can show my thumbnail random title? What's that? Oh, that's that. We should put this up, right? We should definitely put that up right there. This is my trigger for a lot of people right there. people don't they think it's bad for me to love DJI, so I'm gonna keep that up there all the time. Maybe we're gonna go with the pump and grind. I think we're gonna try this. It's purple, so. Ooh, that's good. Usually they're a little bit like sour. This one's not sour. So, right. Eat possums in the house. Thank you for joining me. This little impromptu live stream. Now, I've like I said, I've been working really, really hard to kind of organize this mess of a studio. I actually have a boom arm. I wonder if I could show it to you. I actually have a boom arm that holds my other camera, and I've got an extension cable that I bought, a USB-A extension cable. It's I left the YouTube channel because they said DJI is spying on us. James, I'm not gonna. I'm much more grounded than that. But check this out. You're gonna like this. This is about as crazy as I get. This is my new hold screen. I want you to see it. A hold screen is used when, say, I need to take a quick break and I'll be right back, kind of thing. So check this one out. Because when I first started my YouTube channel way back about 5 years ago, I did a lot of alien stuff. I don't know why. It was just kind of fun. I'm kind of yellow. My lights are yellow. Sorry about that. When I put the blue lights on, it made my face kind of orangish. But well, we're good. Anyways, back to the alien story. And I started to do a little bit of graphic fun into my videos at the beginning. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should bring back the fun overlays. With I had like Darth Vader. I did a lot of Star Wars stuff, and yeah, I had fun with this. So check this out. This is the new hold screen I've got. You'll enjoy it. Just check this one out. You'll like it. Here we go. All right, that's not the alien one. That's my regular whole screen. You're like, wait a second, that's just mellow. Yep. All right, this is my break. It's called break time. It's called break time. Here we go. Check it out. Here we go. This is my funky break time. Here we go. You guys ready? All right, here we go. All right. You had to like that, huh? I actually timed it out so the music would go with with the guy. So as the alien is dancing, he's dancing to the beat. So that's pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. Watch him. Here we go. Here we go again. Once in. You hear me still? Oh yeah. I'm in the background. So yeah, see how he's dancing with the beat? Be right back. Be right back. And if I want to send him off, I can do this. So anyway, there's actually one more. We got to let him go. Yeah, we'll see you. Bye. All right. There's actually one more thing that I can't find. So I found this like steampunk like helicopter. Because, I'm a drone channel, and this steampunk helicopter would fly through my screen. And I'm looking for that video again, so I got to go find that. And that is actually my dance, by the way. That is, I thought I brought him in to my main here. Let me see here. I can bring him in, I think. Let me see if I can find him. So media, let's see. Oh, here we go. I thought I brought him into my main, in my main piece. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's obscene. Actually, there's a little bit of obscenity there to the alien dance. Let's make him smaller. But there's no music right now. Anyway, so yeah, so you left the channel for because of DJI being called a an evil empire. Guys, DJI is not. Hey, happy New Year to you, Maddie. Happy New Year to all you guys, by the way. Thank you. I forget. This is New Year, right? New Year, new me kind of thing. That kind of thing. I did dig up. I'm going to try to go as long as I can, as long as you guys can stand me today. But one thing I did do that I do want to show you is I got the Kai 2 out. Okay, and you guys that don't know the Kai 2, it's this right here. So I'm going to actually let me go to the display capture screen right here, and I'm going to. You guys that I've only got so many birds left, but this is the Kai 2 right here. Okay. And I've kind of been afraid. I've been a little bit afraid of him because he took so much work to kind of get in tune, and I was always afraid of flying him. And now I'm like, all right, we need to get the Kai 2 out. My batteries are getting, I need to get those out, and I need to get my confidence back. In the O3 unit, because the O3 unit is amazing. And just the last couple of days, especially yesterday, because yesterday I did something that I don't normally do. This, with the 4-inch drone, when you got something that's this size, you really don't want to fly it in your neighborhood because it's kind of big and there is no prop guards. That's why I want to get a big Cinewhoop, like a 3.5, okay, 3.5-inch Cinewhoop. This one's still got, the big three bladed props. So I decided, okay, I've got 2 batteries. They're high voltage, and I wanted to just take a little bit off the top of each of them because they've just been sitting around, fully charged. First of all, the big story with those is I forgot they were high voltage, so I charged them up and then got really crappy flight performance. And then I finally looked at the batteries and oh my gosh, both of these are high voltage. So I charged them back up and they look good. The cells are all pretty good. They were Ganong or Ganang, whatever, those low cost 720s. A lot of companies are using the 720s for the long ranges because it keeps it at a reasonable weight. Okay, I think this is. Do you remember what the weight was, Kai? Here, I can't remember. I got it. I'm just going to do a quick weight here. Yeah. So let's see. So the Kai 2 is 241 grams without a battery. So it's not going to be underweight. Okay. You throw a battery on it and you're not too far off. You're 350, something like that, somewhere around there. But anyway, we had a lot of vibration issues, and this camera is. I was just losing all respect for this O3 system because I just couldn't get this lightweight drone to fly without the camera getting jello in it. So we ended up putting 2 different sets of motors on this thing. The second set, these are the Brother Hobby motors. I think Kai will tell you. I think they're no. The Brother Hobby motors are the motors these are the Emax motors. We tried Brother Hobby motors because they were a good price, but they were loose. And these are nice. And there was something wrong with the tuning of those ESC or something, the frequency, because we were getting so much jello. anyways, we finally got this back, and then it got hot, and then I stopped flying. I had to fly a lot of GPS stuff. Well, finally, I finally been taking this out, just to get my batteries tested. But I did a flight yesterday. I'm like, you know what? Because Kai, he very, very, very graciously gave me his X-Lite controller. And I had really never flown with what I would consider to be a proper controller. So what I did was I took it out in my neighborhood, and to have a 4-inch flying around in your neighborhood, we're talking like a cul-de-sac. So I'm like, I just want to give this thing a go. And it actually, with the newer controller, I had a lot more confidence with ELRS, the protocol, and I've become a fan of ELRS. So I have now finally came to Mr. 107. Yeah. But that's 5-inch. Sorry, I thought it was a 4-inch. It's AOS 5. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Kai's got it. That's 5. That's 5. It seems smaller. It just seems so small and light. That was the whole point, right? That's how long ago it was that we put that together. I don't even know what it is anymore. For some reason, I got 4-inch in my head, but anyway, that's what happens when Kai's not on the stream. Hey, I'm the one. I thought he was the one that had vertigo. So anyway, what Kai's been experiencing is vertigo, and vertigo can happen for a lot of reasons. And it can be inner ear. It's your head, and it can just come on. Some people just get it. And I don't know if it has something to do with us in the past being divers, but that's what Kai's. Why he's off today. I'm just get him away from the screen. Now he's got to correct me. Anyway, we're back. I keep jumping around on my story. Yeah, I'm totally convinced that this protocol is the way to go as far as what I need. I mean, I probably, back when I was, trying to decide what we were going to do, because most people that do the kind of long range flying are not using that protocol, but you can get really good long range performance out of ELRS. So, most people are not, when they're flying long range, they're not. They're flying crossfire, but for everything, it's good for everyday flying. It's amazing. So anyway, getting back to my story of my backyard flight, I do have it recorded, and what I did was I took that little. It's only like a minute, okay? But what it does is it illustrates a couple of things. One, that if you get a really good quality bird. Okay. Hey, we got Possum giving out tech members. Thank you, Possum. But if you get a really good bird, you couple it with a good battery, and then you get a really awesome control system. You guys that fly a lot know this already. Okay, I have to relearn everything every year because I have to do this GPS stuff. GPS really drives my channel. It's people. There are more users of GPS. Okay, quads and birds. But I don't know who said this, but what happens is this, and I think I either heard it on somebody's stream or I read it. But what happens is this. This is the dynamic. We all start flying drones, right? And then we lack challenge, especially us that flew a lot early on. Like years ago, I mean, I got just very deep into the hobby. and I really wanted to know how things worked, and I wanted to experience the building, which I have only been successful building a big one. I've never been really a success in building small birds. I think I've got to go and dive back into that. I think with the systems getting more unified, I guess, in the things that you actually have to put together are becoming easier, more plug and play. I think people like me are going to eventually be successful building. Hey, Dewey UAV, how you doing? Welcome in. I need to open up here. I need to open up my our stream on I now the new OBS system. Your live chat goes into OBS, but I don't have the functionality like with moderators and stuff like that. I am going to show you that video, by the way. It's a short video. It's just a minute and a half long, but it just shows you that, when you get really confident with your gear, flying in smaller and smaller areas becomes much easier. You get the, we call it the Nick Burns freaking syndrome. Okay, I can't fly in my house because of my dog, but I actually flew the Kai 2 in my neighborhood, and it didn't trigger my dog. It wasn't whiny and loud. It was quiet and it was smooth. The cool thing about the 5-inch and a lighter version, this is 6S. We do have it flying with 6S, but if you're not pushing it, these things can be very graceful. And this was made to be graceful, and it flies graceful. And that's why I like it. I've never owned a proper 5-inch. I've got Mr. Croc, which Kai's got right now. He's probably got it at his wit's end. He hasn't said anything about Mr. Croc. It's probably still sitting in its box, pissing him off. But I did send Mr. Croc my 6-inch drone to Kai. Now that one I can push. Okay. But this thing's very graceful. And it's very fun to fly. I got the love back. And what I'm going to do, and then the other thing I was doing lately is I wanted to master the switch between the Vista, the Cadix Vista, and the O3, and then go right to the Avata. And I've got it set up perfect now, where I can jump from one to the other with very minimal impact on my flight, my day. So I can get, I've got the four, that is a 4-inch up there. Sorry, that's the long range. That's why probably I'm mixed up. And then I've got a 3-inch back there. Those are my other two. So I've got one of each kind of. But as you get better, as you get to become a better pilot, and as your gear gets more familiar, and you start to switch, with your gear from quad to quad, everything is more fun. And my goal in 2024, okay. So for 2024, this is my goal. I want to get really good with the stuff I have. And Kai's probably laughing right now. He's like, well, you got to keep it longer. you got to have things longer than 6 months. But I've actually owned my DJI, goggles too, for, since they've come out. So, and I'm keeping them. So they're not going anywhere. So now I've got a proper controller that I can stay with and get good at. So my goal in 2024 is to become a much better FPV pilot. And I know I can do it because I've lost a lot. One of my fears I just overcame. So let's see. I've got to look through your, let me just go into, I want to get my, my chat log out here. So hold on here so I can chat with you guys a little bit more here. So let me go in here. Well, I just got to pop this chat out for you guys, and so I can be a little bit more interactive. because when you're alone with your stream. So that's, God, I just love this monitor. Let me show you what I'm doing now. I got to show you this. So I'm going to go to my capture. Now you see in the middle here, I just pulled out that chat. You see, this is the one that OBS has right here. And this is my regular chat. Now I want to put I can put my chat online, or, so you guys can see each other. I'm new with the Mac, like I said, the Mac. So I'm just here. I got to get Dewey here, UAV. I got to get him moderated. I appreciate you popping in for us. Okay, add as moderator. Let's see, standard. Okay. I really do appreciate you guys coming in and putting up with me, because there are people on the stream that have a crap load more experience flying than me. And it's cool that you put up with me, because I really don't know as much as you guys. And that's why my partnership with Kai was so important, because he brings this expertise, and he's not afraid to build stuff, and he's not afraid to tell, to make mistakes and fix things. But there we go. Let's get this back here. Let me go to on here. I'm still making sure. I don't want to over click here. But all right, we got Big Dan just showed up. I put that. I actually made this I Love DJI for him. So when he's always going to be Drone Worship, he actually brought Drone Worship, his name Drone Worship, back, which I thought was a really good move, Dan. I think that's an amazing move. You take your Drone Worship brand, you stick it on a different channel, and you just fly drones with that one again. You basically you kept with your growth channel, the one that you started with, turn that into your motorcycle channel, which is kicking absolute butt. And I think that was a great move. So that was a really good move. And then he's been fighting with Art Drone Co. I can't fight with Art. I couldn't do that. I do remember this brings back the good old days of when we got a little bit mean with Build a Drone Reviewer. It was a little childish of me at that time. That's like when we started to do that, I kind of, for the job that I have, I stopped. I had to stop, because I can't do that. That's not, like, maybe in 9 years when I'm retired, I can't be a troll. I can't do that. But I can. I've got the streak in me. I can do it. I can become a jerk, but not now. Just not now. Not this point in my career. I'm on the home stretch. I put that up there, just guys. It's one of these, I wished I could have, Dan's like he's been always analog, so he's already, he's already, invested in analog gear. And I'm actually going, crap, all the drones that are getting so expensive. And if I had some proper set of analog goggles, now that I got ELRS in my control, I can literally fly any drone there is if I'd get an analog system. Well, I could have put him in my first set of DJI goggles. I could have, put an analog module on that. I just don't think sometimes. I think it's better to have like a specific, like Fat Sharks, just a specific set of goggles that only you fly analog with. And that to me is kind of what I'm starting to gear myself around, because there's 1,000 little tiny birds, just random little, happy models and all kinds of analog versions, and they're so darn cheap. And I'm sitting here waiting for the golden goose to come every time. That's why it was important that we built this. Kai actually just he built it. I just built it with him, I guess, in moral spirit. But he's actually put together a shopping list for a 3.5 inch, and I think we're gonna do that. I haven't committed yet because DJI is gonna come out with another freaking FPV system that I can't afford. So, I could get the Fat Shark Scouts. That's what Kai's telling me, Dan. He's telling me that if I got the Scouts, just a quick version, one that I can just jump right into, that it would be. Did I get everybody else? Guys, I'm squirreling right now. Everything's squirrel. You know what I need to do when I get like this, when I'm all over the place? I need to, you see the alien? I need to get a squirrel that sits there. I need to have a squirrel there because that's truly my attention span. Today I got a million things going through my mind, and then I've also been bucked up. So, anyway, so I need to find me a squirrel to put in there. I'm working on it. Okay. I'm working on it here. I got to look through this freaking chat, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get all these ideas out. The other thing I want to do, and this happens, I don't know if you remember, 4 or 5 years ago, I'd do streams and they did this every time. They went crazy. They went this direction and that direction. I wanted to show you guys my flight. Let's do that. Let's see that flight. Guys, this is not an amazing flight. There's nothing amazing about it. Okay. It is just a dude flying in his driveway, flying out of his driveway in a neighborhood. Okay. So don't think I'm going to do anything spectacular, but for me, it was a huge boost of confidence that I would fly this 5-inch long range. Okay. It's been a year, since we put it together. That I flew this 5-inch in my neighborhood. You shouldn't do it. Okay. If anybody's on my channel that's new to like the drone hobby, if you got a GPS drone, you can fly in your neighborhood. It's really not a good idea to fly a 5-inch, probably like a acro, a proper 5-inch. Now mine's light. Okay. So it's not the heavy, it's not carrying like a 1200, mAh battery or anything like that. 6S. It's not screaming around the neighborhood. Nobody can hear it. Okay. So that's the one thing you have to know right away. I don't want to piss off my neighbors. I really don't. I don't want to be that neighbor. Say, hey, bro, if you can take off and control Uber quad, behind me. All right, let me show you this here. So as Dan is taking over my stream, which is good. Dan, anytime you want. Actually, I was thinking I'm gonna put this out there, but I actually like to chat with you on a stream sometime. So if you want to bring me in, that'd be fine. But just let me know. I think good day would be like a Friday. Just be kind of fun, for old time's sake. Be fun to just chill on there for a minute. Okay, so this is it. Let me just go to let's go here and let's get that off there. So this is what we're looking at. All right. So guys, I'm telling you, nothing spectacular about this. This is just a guy flying, but okay, what I've done here. So this is the Kai 2. I am flying with the 720, so it's a very light battery. ELRS, just buzzing around the neighborhood, goggles too. All right. And I've never flown a 5-inch or anything, but I would never have flown Mr. Croc out of my backyard. It's just too tight. Okay. Wait till you see how tight the neighborhood is. All right. So here's the flight. Now I have stabilized this with gyroflow. So look at that. Look at that buttery flight. I just love gyroflow. So I mean, not doing anything fancy, just buzzing around the neighborhood. But you got to look at the houses that I'm buzzing around. Okay. You know, I don't want to piss off. Look at that. Look at that. Now that's the Red Mountain. Isn't that awesome? So I'm just buzzing around, just taking the top off this battery. Like I said, if that was a 5-inch and I let it go there, it would go into my neighbor's freaking. It would have been into my neighbor's window. Now I would have flown it much further, but I was in goggles and I just wanted to keep it close. Okay. I would have no problem flying much farther away because I had no breakup whatsoever. So I'm just flying over my neighbor's houses. Okay. It's kind of like, but look at the buttery smooth video. So that's 03 video. And now I'm just coming in and I'm going to drop it on my yard. But I would have never done this. I would have never done this flight if it wasn't for a couple of things. Okay. And then that's me dropping it. So like I said, I would have never done that flight if I didn't have confidence in my gear. And I probably would have more likely, like with the Avata, no problem. I would fly my neighborhood with my Avata, but it is so loud. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. We're talking FPV hobby here. I don't do the freestyle shit. Cruising at high speeds, low to the ground, it's good enough. Yeah, I do the high speed. I can do some. I'm not afraid to do acrobatics. It depends on what I'm using. Like with this light one or a 3-inch, I have no problem flipping, and I don't practice. But I have a lot of confidence flying. That's like I'm saying. I want to start building for all the old Vistas and all the old, and then the Caddx Wasps, those systems now. The prices are still a little high though. We got to get those prices to come down. The digital prices are just a little inflated, and Walksnail right now is killing me because that really is the way I should be going for my second, for my second system. So if I'm I'm almost dumb to not go with a Walksnail system. So, the version 1 of the Walksnail goggles, the Caddx, the first Caddx goggles, and then all of those lightweight digital VTXs that you can put on. So, but yeah, I mean, there's some of us in here like that have a lot of piloting experience. People that have been flying acro for well over 5 or 6 years, and then people that have been flying even longer than that. They were flying in the line control hobby, or they were flying, way a long time ago, when fixed wing. So, hey, Steve's come to visit. All right. Come on, buddy. Come on. Want to come up? Come on, bud. He's lazy. He wants me to feed him. That's what he's saying. I know, buddy. He's like, Dad, will you feed me? That's Steve. Come on, Steve. Want to come up? And say hi? Here, come on. He's getting old. He's getting big. Oh, my buddy. Yeah. He says, Dad, feed me. Okay. All right. I'll feed you, Steve. Okay. So he's gonna be my alarm, my stream alarm. Can you wait a few minutes for me, bud? Huh? All right. But let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, and I agree. He said the more you push your skills, and that's kind of why I did the flight through the neighborhood. I'm like, you know what? I can crash it in a spot that's 30 by 30. Okay. I know I can do that with any controller. Okay. So that to me is okay. Do I have a safe place to land? What do I do do I know the people around me? What happens if I do crash? Can I go and retrieve it? That kind of stuff. So anyway, the DJI stuff, I can fly all over the place, but I'm pretty confident. So I'm looking like some of the small whoops, the little 2-inch whoops, neighborhood, no problem. Man, get through freaking houses and stuff, and then I'll fly around my neighbors' cars and stuff with those. I mean, crap, those are so. Yeah, 1,000 feet from a municipal airport. Yeah, that's the airport. I actually live by an airport too, but that was before my drone time. I would have had to learn the hard way. We have we have an airport that is not controlled. It's an uncontrolled airport. So technically you can fly in I don't know what the airspace is. I'd have to go check it out. My old neighborhood. But I would, now that I have, I'm armed with the knowledge I need to have to fly safely in those areas. So if it's an uncontrolled airport, you have to have a radio. So you have to have a radio where you can hear the intentions of people flying, whether people are taking off, landing, whether they're approaching, and then you can fly. You just have to have communication. You don't have to talk to them. You just have to be able to hear, so you can make good decisions. And then of course you have to get permission, depending on the type of airspace. So if, you get into the C, without any control system, you can fly by airports. You always see the person that's, but standing next to the airplane, they got their drone, that kind of thing. They're basically in an uncontrolled airstrip and they're with somebody they know and, that kind of stuff. I'm getting this flicker. Do you notice that? Every once in a while, my computer's going, I don't know if it's something on my CPU. Ooh, I'm using a lot of CPU. I have to figure that out because I'm using way more CPU than I should be. It's like 58%. It should be like 6, 8, 10. It's probably because it's the Mac. Off Axis, hey, how you doing? Wait, well, thanks for joining us. The neighbors were, John, I'm going back to John K. My neighbors did not hear a screaming sound because this drone does not scream. It is very quiet. I forget what the motors are. They're not the big beefy. Is Kai still on the stream? I have to go look at the side here. I can't remember the motors we put on this. Let me see if I can read them. It's small print, but they're long range motors. I can't, let me see if I can get a, yeah, but they're not your run of the mill, yeah. Let's see if I can get a picture of my motors. I just want to get then I got to go feed my dog, guys. I can't, he's such a good boy. Let me see if I can blow it up here. Oh boy, that's terrible. Guys, I am so blind. I'm blind. I am blind. Oh, and I got dog hair all over my shirt now. Wearing a black shirt. Is Kai on still? Is he 2005? Okay, he did 2005s. There you go. I knew he would tell us. I can't remember. But they're not loud. They don't make any screaming sound. They're very quiet. They have they're 6S, so you do get good power and punch. And you have to either go with really powerful, like over powerful, what I would say more sports car-ish, or you go like what I'm going. You go light airframe, because this airframe is super, super light. The AOS airframes, just super lightweight. And you can see all the struts. So you do have some crash survivability. You got to be, to me, with this one, it's props. I blow through props. Okay. So, cause I have the T mounts, that's what makes it, but on the other hand, with T mounts, you do blow through the props more. You can't, the T mount props where there's a lug in the middle. Those I have to avoid those. I have to be proper T mounts with no lug in the center, because it always tears those out. I break those so easily. So the M10 GPS too. Yeah. So this has definitely got the M10 GPS. I've noticed, I think it's because of where this one's mounted. There is that, that dynamic they talk about between the location, like the LR40 that's out right now for GEP RC, and they mounted the GPS high. I don't know if I like that. Unless they prove to me that it's an absolute game changer, the mounting of where that GPS is, I really don't care. And right now with Betaflight going to 4.5, and we actually have a return to home function that really, I haven't even checked. I believe it does return and land. I have to go check in Betaflight if I've got this one set up that way. And I want to test it out. I know the GPS is working. The return function is working, but I haven't done a return to home and land, which is really cool. If you just get sidetracked and you need to have some freedom, you can flick a switch and now your drone is going to come home. Say you get, like, somebody comes and distracts you and you can't keep focus on both things. That return to home function is super, super important for safety. Somebody, because you're in goggles, somebody messes with you. And that's the thing about, having somebody to fly with, to have a spotter. But if you get into something where you get distracted, to have that, I think there's a place for that. I apologize. I haven't been up through this, the stream. I know there's a lot of conversations going on. So that's the one thing I wanted to look was just having, if I go back to that video really quick, and guys, I know it's not a fantastic, it's not a video with a lot of flair and excitement. Okay. I can fly. I know I can do a lot more, but that's not the purpose of the flight. This flight was just kind of a confidence flight, and that, I was a very slow lift off. I didn't punch it. I mean, I've lifted off much faster. I could have flown behind that, camper, and I could have flown much closer to the ground, but with a 5-inch prop, you just don't want to, push it. Especially with this, I've got neighbors that I've known for over 20 years, but yeah, just, and then with gyroflow, gyroflow gives you that, let me see, let's go full screen there. But can you see that full screen? I can't tell. Anyway, go out of there. There we go. But, anyways, so just having confidence, but zero breakup. And you notice there's no jello in that video either. Not any jello at all. It was very, very well. I mean, I think if I do get wind, I'll get some oscillation, which will create some jello, but it was a pretty good day. There's no, there were no flags flying, for sure. It was a really calm evening. All right, let's turn that off right there. But yep, not a lot of not a lot of excitement there, this might, now I don't know if you guys remembered a couple years back, when the first FPV came out. This video this image, this is probably where I'll end it today. This image kind of resurfaced. So some of us know this one right, this image right here. This is the first rendering of the O2, first concept of the O2, and the actual O2 that we did finally see was very close to this. That is why I am saying right now, hey Jim, how you doing? Happy New Year to you too. Okay, but that's why I'm saying that since this was so close, the battery and everything was very close. You know, they ended up using the battery as actually part of the rear, which they probably should have done this. We're not going to see this, by the way. This is not what the O2 is going to be. It's going to be closer to what you guys already saw in that earlier. Let me see if I can find that. See if I got that. Find that one image that's. By the way, thank you. I did hit 8,000 just recently. Appreciate that. Pow. Okay. But I think it's definitely going to be in this. This to me is going to be like we were looking at last week. This is what the concept is going to be. It's going to be something like this. It's going to have, it's going to be, 3.5 inch and prop guards, and it's going to have possibly an advanced camera system. But that camera system doesn't fall in line with an 04 air unit. That's why this camera here on this rendering is not going to happen. I'm almost sure of that. Kai can talk to me about that maybe next Tuesday. But this camera is impractical for this setup. So it's going to be like an 04 camera, but it's going to be a version of it's going to be like an 03 camera. It's going to be a fixed nature. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't have a little bit larger image, meaning a wider image, or maybe an adjustable image. And it's going to have a more advanced EIS system, image stabilization. But this is definitely what it's going to look like. And it's going to be expensive. And for a lot of us, that's just not the way, looks cool. Looks really cool. I mean, you could put a gimbal on there. I'm not going to fly anything that will crash that has a gimbal. So this one's probably got, you got the advanced GPS, M10. It probably has some kind of optical system. I don't know why you'd put an avoidance system on a drone that's meant to be flown like a bat out of hell. But I do think it's going to be something like this. Now that's total BS. That's not going to happen. You just can't put that. You could, but it fails to be Sean who is Sean Idleback. Is he popping in here? Anyway, you guys got my now those goggles look cool. I think that's I would buy that just for those goggles with the flip up freaking antennas, built-in patch. So that thing's got a built-in patch antenna, probably 1, 2 linear. Okay. So it's diversity. And then the built-in battery, but a better quality battery than they had in the last version. I'm in on that. So I think those goggles are a possibility. And then a much better fitting face plate. But, the little piece of foam that finally I bought after almost a year of owning the goggles too, little piece of foam changed everything about wearing the goggles. So I don't know why DJI, they don't want to mess with that stuff. They want to let the second party, third party market, to deal with that crap. So I would hope that the new FPV is not like that. I do too. I would like it to be more rough. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be more rough, more more like an FPV quad, more like what we see Cinewhoops are today, more like the kind of like the Avata, kind of like the Avata. But you see that big giant fat, piece of crap in the middle? That's just too much stuff. It's too busy. But that's what DJI does. They don't want to be like, they don't want it to look like they built it in your backyard. They want it to be, they want it to be basically something that, you can't copy. They like the fact that their stuff is just it's its own thing. They don't want it to be useful for by other people for any. They want it to be single use. But they want it to be simple. They want it to be able to land. They want it to be able to be to get more users to fly it. The Avata that I bought was used by one person. They accidentally left the video card in it, and I watched them fly it. They literally hovered it, didn't fly it around hardly at all, and then they put it back in the box and they sold it. Because they didn't want to fly it. They probably were used to a GPS, and they never understood what it was. So I like its form too. It's got, this has got some good stuff going on. I do think it's, but I don't think it's going to end up being different. Like I said, that's why we looked at, before we looked at this, we looked at this. You see how boxy that is? This is actually probably a better version of what the original FPV became. More LEDs, they all have purple LEDs on it. Could you imagine how much more cool it would have been with purple LEDs? How about motors where you have replaceable props that aren't the way the battery sits in there, the battery actually has an enclosure, the battery, so they take weight off. They took the bottom of that, of the drone off. They took that bottom piece out, and that looks like it actually has a rear obstacle avoidance, which makes no sense unless you're going to fly it backwards. And please, for the love of all that's holy, please get rid of the freaking motion controller. Nobody likes it. I don't want to see another picture of an old guy holding a motion controller, smiling, going, it's not that fun. It's cool, but it's not that fun. And you always go back to your controller. We are the Xbox generation, right? Let's see, Drone World, I really don't fly for more than 4 or 5 packs at once, so a built-in battery doesn't really bother me. Yeah, if I go out, I could go through 5 packs in like hardly any time at all. If I really fly hard, I can knock out 3 packs of in under half an hour. I can knock out 3 packs. Just change battery, fly again, change battery, fly again, change battery, fly again. Then I got to rest. You guys that are, like I said, you guys that do a lot of acro flying, you guys know if you really push an acro flight, you need to relax after it. You need to. I want to think. Okay, you think about your flight, you think about your lines. And to me, I think at learning to fly, you have to think, okay, what do I want to do? What would it be like if I went inverted? Okay, you go up, invert, now you're dropping. Okay, you got to keep going over. You have only so much time to recover your stall. So anyway, pretty interesting stuff. Guys, I know this isn't new. It's not new stuff. But I think we're all on the same boat that we're excited for a new product. It's not going to be like this. you know, it's not, it's might not be like this, but it's gonna, we think that it's gonna be a cine of some kind. And I think when Kai talked about it earlier, he said that the industry that's taking over drones is the commercial industry and the cines. So the people that need to fly and get video, cinematic video, the heavy, and you need to have a system that protects your investment. You can't crash cinematic cameras. So I know that DJI is probably working on their own cinematic camera system that carries a, we call, a multi-$1,000 camera, the red, the real cinema cameras. So 20-minute battery, not a 6-minute battery. Yeah. Yeah, that original battery. This, I think, was it 6? I think it was between 10 and 6, depending on how you flew it. You could, if you kept it in, stabilized flying mode, you could get really good distance out of it. But all of us that fly kind of know that that once you get into manual mode, your flying becomes better because we're so used to having more control. And I can fly smoother in full acro than I can in a stabilized mode. You get all these funky, like, artificial movements that the computer is helping you, the gyroscope is helping you do, and you don't want that. You want your own crazy kind of line, to LiPo, DJI bat to LiPo bat node. Let's see. I missed that comment. I see. Talking DJI bat to LiPo battery. So carry a, yeah, I see what you're saying. We're talking about the XT60 connector and having your own battery. Yeah, I kind of agree with you that way. I like the convenience of the battery. I don't want to pay for more. And I think that's what you're getting at. We're sick of paying for extra, All right. Anyway, I got to get going here. My dog is being very patient, and it is 5:30. So, and it is Taco Tuesday. So, but yeah, I think all of you in the chat log, I think there are some really, I'm going to actually read through it again because I was kind of ranting. I was kind of going, but I think we all want the same thing. We want it to cost less. We want to have more control over our power systems. We want to have a different flight experience. Maybe one that's that's more immersive. So anyway, my poor puppy. All right. Anyway, guys, I got to go. But I appreciate it. I thanks for joining me. I apologize for being for having to run here. I can hear my dog down there. He's being so good. So anyway, kind of interesting. I just wanted to lay some, because we've got something coming. There's something coming, down the pike, and we don't know what it is. We have no control over what it is. We kind of did. We decided what we didn't like, and we decided what we did like. And people love the Avata. I love flying the Avata. It's fun. And we want more than a 6-minute experience. It's too heavy, needs bigger props, needs better flight performance. We want something, I think we want something that performs and also is economical. And I don't know if DJI can do that for us. They don't want to. I think they are trying to give us value, but They're trying to they're out trying to use their innovativeness, and they're trying to push boundaries as well. So, all right. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yep. If you apologize for Kai's vertigo today, Kai had a little bit, like I said, a little bit of, a little bit of vertigo challenge. But we'll get. We know this image that came out it's going to be close. That's why I showed you the first image. I said, what did the DJI drone turn into being? A lot like Quasimodo. That's what we called it, Quasimodo. This is going to be, this reminds me of Buggy, of Baby Buggy. So I'll probably have some other creative name for this thing too. So, and what I'm referring to is this thing right here, Baby Buggy. I don't know. It's got the big wheels and, protect us from ourselves. It does have three bladed props, but they're probably like $11 a freaking set instead of the cheap ones we get. We get for $15, we get 3-4 sets. I want my own props. I want my own. So, all right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all of your input. There's a ton of input today, so very good, very good. But meet us again. Remember, 4:00 on Tuesday. I don't think I'm going to do anything Friday unless something happens. If there's something to talk about, I'll think about another stream. But I'm kind of orange right now still. Do you see that flicker? I got to go see if that actually is happening on the video. But let's see. Oh, here we go. My wife is calling. Hold on here. I got to answer this really quick. Give me a second. I'm back. Yeah. Hey, there we go. We tried out the freaking dancing freaking alien. Anyway, I just wanted to say proper goodbye. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Yes, if you have not, please thumbs up. If you have not checked out my channel, everybody's checked out my channel. It's on here, guys. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for the 8,000. I really appreciate that. My next goal is to hit 10. I'll get 10 by next year. If we could do that, that'd be a great 2024. Slow growth. I like that. I got an evolving channel, it evolves, it changes, and it hopefully gets better. I mean, some days I put some bad videos up here and there, but most of it's meaningful. And that's what I hope that in 2024, when I do put something up, it's meaningful. I'm trying to do something fun, I'm trying to enjoy the hobby with the people that are buying and experiencing GPS and FPV drone quads. So I definitely would like to up my game for sure. So we need more flying. We need to get better, and I need to put more time in to my FPV side of what I do because I enjoy it. I probably didn't finish my last story. But when it comes down to it, people that fly GPS and move to FPV, they always have they get the bug, and the FPV bug is really powerful. It is much more powerful than GPS. And once you fly FPV, GPS is just okay. So anyway, I thank you guys. Like I said, all you guys, like I said, Possum, you've been, Jim, you guys have been around for a long time. So you guys have been around for a long time. So, and then the freaking Dan who joined me. I mean, crap. If it wasn't for Dan, some people, he's a polarizing figure, but I like him. I've always liked him. He stirs the pot and enjoys what he does, and so that's kind of why we do this. We're not just doing it to be average and normal. I get that, you're kind of a caricature of yourself. Yeah, I enjoy this time. This is my time away from regular life. I've got enough regular life. That's why we come to fly drones, because we can experience life that other people do not experience. So, and then we share it with them, like flying up the Red Mountain, which I need to do with an FPV drone successfully. And I've only done it once because I know that the risk is high. And it's kind of not a thing that I should be doing at this point. So, but it would be fun. There's other places I can fly. So that would be the same, like the mountain surf. So, all right, I'm out of here later. Have a good one. And we will see you guys next Tuesday. Probably next Tuesday or in the next video. Thanks very much, and I'm out of here. Bye.